All right. Well, so it's Friday night. I don't normally do videos on Friday nights because Friday night is sort of party night. It's when I crack a beer and maybe some other adult party favors. But it's a quiet Friday night, so I figured, what the hell, if I'm gonna pop a beer, I'll pop one for Sol. So this is Bud Light Platinum. I don't think they sell it outside the United States. And it's funny because when I was younger, I was a beer snob. I would never drink Bud. But this is now my favorite beer. I think most beers in the United States have something like 4% alcohol by volume, and this has 6%, so I consider it like a beer and a half. And of course, I always say it, and Sal sent me another one. I have several of these. My favorite fantasy casting, the most useful Hot Wheels. You can't pop a beer with a Kyosho, says Sal. So I wouldn't dare pop a beer with a $20 car from Japan, but there goes my favorite Hot Wheels. And this is to all of you fine folks in the diecast community. I think I've said it before, but around this time last year when this whole nightmare started, I had a modest diecast collection, everything on card, everything sealed up in bins. And feeling my mortality, I guess, I decided, well, you know what? I'm never going to sell them. I'm not enjoying them in a package. So I cracked over the last year. I don't think there's anything from my original collection that's not been cracked open. And then I started watching your videos. I found Gary's diecast collection and Twice and Sol's diecast Odyssey and Big Dat Pacino and some of the bigger ones like Champion DJK and Diecastrum Dan from Romania, and Chasing Diecast Cars. That was a game changer. And then those were the ones I found early, and then all the ones that I found since. Building the Ultimate Matchbox Collection, Tyrone, Brendan's Garage from New Zealand's, Metal Mania 3D, oh my god, KC down in Tasmania, Fex Death from Australia. All sorts of great channels, and still finding new channels every day. Hot Wheels Man, Matchbox Man, HW 24, Hot Wheels 24. And I mean, you guys know who you are, and some of you know them and so forth. So it's just been a really, life-saving thing. A little bit of the piggy bank got broken, but you know what? I'm not hurting. And I've been careful with my collecting, so I know sometimes it seems like a rush of quote unquote expensive cars, and basically if I can't get anything from Walmart or Target, in main lines, then I don't mind spending $20 on a car from Canada or Europe or Japan or Australia, because I'm not able to go out and pick up regular cars. So I have fewer cars, but I have a decent collection. So enough of that. I'm 4 minutes in and haven't explained. So cheers, Slainte. That's it. That's as much as I know. Cheers and Slainte. Slainte is Gaelic for cheers. And Gaelic is the historical language of my family. We've been here in the United States. I'm third generation American. I don't speak a word other. Yeah, well, I could say one other phrase that if you don't translate is fine, but it doesn't apply to you guys. It's Pog Mahone, but that's not for mixed company. So I ordered this online, and it said open box, pre-opened, and they resealed it. I ordered it basically for this one here. And so it arrived today, and it's in the package. But of course, you can see there one's on its roof, one's on its side. But so this is an interesting Matchbox Collectibles. What is it now? Then and Now, which of course they're doing that. Actually, Hot Wheels is doing that series now, isn't it? They'll release cars in this series. But this was a Toys R Us exclusive. And of course, here in the United States, Toys R Us is out of business. They're all closed. So let's see what we have. Matchbox and Toys R Us present timeless classics then and now. So it's not just simply then and now. It's timeless classics then and now. Let's see what other... So they have a 1956 F100 and a 1997 F150. A 71 Z28 and a 1998 Camaro SS, a 62 Beetle, and the Concept 1 Beetle, the Model A van, and a Ford E Series box van, the Ford Boss Mustang, and the 1995 SVT Cobra, which is this one, Kenworth Aerodyne, and a 99 Kenworth T2000, an El Camino, and a Silverado, a 57 Corvette, and a 98 Corvette. So these all seem like cool sets. And it's not something that I would go chasing the others. I'll leave that to Tyrone and you guys. But I wanted that one, and it's always cool to have. I have actually very few of this series of Mustangs. So let's gently unseal this again. I believe they just taped it. So let me cut the tape. As I said, I don't really keep anything. I don't keep much packaged anymore. So cut the tape, open up this side, and gently take these beauties out of here one at a time. Oh, and when I get these out, then I'll show. I think I forgot to show the copyright, which, if I remember, is 2001. There we go, 2001. Mattel, fully licensed. Oh, and that's pretty cool. So they've got an old gas station and a newer gas station. Pictures. Thankfully, I don't think I have to deal with any rubber bands on this. So let's take a look at the 1995 SVT Mustang Cobra. And one of my best friends actually had one of these. I think his was a 96, but very, very similar, only 1 year off. And so this is of that era, similar to the Premier cars. So let's take a look at the bottom real quick. So Matchbox International Limited, some sort of code there. Mustang Cobra, made in China. I do not see a stated... Oh, there we go. 151. So again, copyright 1995. 151. So the scale is a little big. But I'm going to let that slide. Tampo details on the front. Headlights, turn indicators, fog lights. A pretty decent Cobra badge there. The little black accent on the vent in front of the rear wheel. Side markers here. Taillights done, and a license plate says SVT, the third stoplight. And these cars did come with this little roll bar. The interior is mostly black, but for some reason the shifter is painted silver, so that's actually pretty cool. And having ridden in these cars quite a bit, the interior looks pretty accurate. The dual cowl dashboard that was supposed to mimic the 1969 Mach 1. And many years ago, it's 16 years ago, my friend who owns one of these SVT Cobras, him and I took a road trip in this from New York to Nashville, Tennessee, for a big Mustang show. It was April of 2004. And at that show that weekend, they they brought out the first 2005 Mustang GT for the crowd there to see, because it was the anniversary. It was 2004, so it was 40 years since April 17th, 1964 New York World's Fair, where they introduced the first Mustang, the 1964 and a half Mustang. And at that weekend show, it was fantastic. Carroll Shelby himself was there, as well as many other key figures from Ford and Mustang history. There were representatives of Slainte and Roush, and other aftermarket people. There were NASCAR people there. It was just because it was held at the Nashville Super Speedway, which is actually just outside of Nashville. So this is cool. My buddy's was black with the camel or tan interior and top. And for a family emergency, instead of taking our time driving home, we drove 16 hours straight, switching drivers every few hours back to New York. So that's a cool model to have. And of course, this has the rubber tires with the white letters and these chrome wheels. And I'm being nice because for the time, these were pretty good premiums. There were not a lot of big players in the premium diecast. I mean, Hot Wheels was doing the 100% cars, which in my opinion are the best premiums of that era. Johnny Lightning was doing, but again, Johnny Lightning has the opposite problem of this. The scale is a little small. So this is pretty cool. Not badly done. And a nice addition to the collection. But this is the one that I really wanted, this 1970 Boss Mustang. So let's take a look at the base. This one seems to have a metal base. This one, plastic. Plastic base, no roof, but metal body. So this feels, kind of light, but I'm not criticizing. This feels substantially heavier. I love this color green. The stripes are accurate. It is a Boss 302. The wheels, just chrome. Rubber tires, Goodyear Eagles. Nice tampo details for the headlights and the pony and the turn indicators. No opening parts, but it does have the sports slats, the louvers on the rear window. It does have the wing, looks pretty good. Tampos on the back for the taillights. License plate says Boss. Let's see what we can read. Painted metal. Matchbox Mattel ink. There is a scale of 162, I think. 152 or 162. So not true 164, but again, learning to let that criticism go. 70 Boss Mustang, made in China, some sort of production code. This is real cool. So let's see. I do not have the other. Oh, I'm just going to upset the camera just for a second. Hold on. I want to get this door open without knocking you guys over. Because to check for scale, I do have. Yeah, this is going to just be a quick second. Hold on. And that's the wrong case. Right, yeah, that's the wrong case. All right. And 1970. Yep, there we go. Thankfully, I do not have the biggest collection in the world, just the messiest. So, there we go. And the little tea bag trick. There we go. So what we have here is the Matchbox 1995, and here a Johnny Lightning 2000 Mustang convertible. An evolution, but to just quickly compare for scale. And as I've stated, Johnny Lightning is usually narrow for scale or small for scale. Instead of being 164, maybe they're 165 or 166 or just a hair under. And of course, the Matchbox is over. But now the taillights are different because it's a different model year, but the body style is very similar. It's the same series of Mustangs, just 5 years apart. And then Johnny Lightning, Matchbox. Both 1970, same color, Boss 302. Neither one uses factory wheels. Both have good tampos. Both have the sport slats. Both have the wings. And again, the Matchbox is just a little bigger, and the Johnny Lightnings are notoriously for being just a little undersized. I have another 1970 Mustang here from M2, and I can use that too. And again, M2 sometimes can be a little large for scale. So 1970 Mustangs and the later 95 and 2000 Mustangs. And of course, the Carbonator. So, again, I want to say thank you to you guys for all your support, watching the channel and interacting with me. We're a year into this, and hopefully we see good things on the horizon and things getting better by the summertime. We all want everything better yesterday, but I'll take by the summertime. So, Slainte. And I'll spell it Slainte with an apostrophe after the E. Slainte. I can spell that. I can barely say it. Oh, I had mentioned that in Nashville. That was the first year that I saw the 2005 Mustang. And when people say smoking is bad for you, I tell them this story. While everybody else was up in the grandstands waiting for the Mustang to pull out in front of the crowd, I had snuck around the side of the bandstands and was having a cigarette real quick, when all of a sudden I was the first in the crowd to see it because it pulled up right next to me, waiting for its cue to pull up in front of the group. Now that one was a strawberry red, and this one is obviously the Viking green. But that was one of the thrills of my young life, to be, the first one in the crowd. To see that new redesigned Mustang for the first time was very awesome. So, like, share, subscribe, comment down below. If you're gonna imbibe in an adult beverage, don't drink and drive. Stay alive. Be responsible. Be safe. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you.